We've tested 95 different air purifiers with our battery of data-driven tests that assess purification performance, ozone generation, or lack thereof, filter quality, noise, and more. We measure purification performance with an electronic air quality meter that measures PM2.5, PM10, and AQI. We measure ozone with an industrial ozone detection device, and noise is measured with a standalone sound meter. We combine all of this data alongside price, quality, and availability to determine our top choices. We've organized our best air purifiers for 2024 by coverage level, which you can find in the chapter headings. Lastly, we've got in-depth data comparison charts on purification performance, noise, cost efficiency and value, and more. Click the chapter headings toward the end of the video for those. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive in. Before we get into it, we wanted to quickly explain how we tested and selected the purifiers that made our list. All air purifiers go through our incense test, where we burn incense to massively increase airborne particulates within the room. We use this air quality meter, the Timtop LKC1000S, to measure the number of particulates, PM2.5, PM10, and AQI. In all these metrics, the lower the number, the better. All units on our list achieved a PM2.5 and PM10 of 0.3 or better. In addition, we also use this ozone meter to detect any ozone that exceeds 0.1 parts per million. Any air purifier that had 0.1 parts per million or higher was automatically excluded from our list. We consider both the air quality and ozone levels alongside the air purifier costs, filter replacement costs, build quality, filter quality, features, value, and availability to determine the units that made our list. Here's a complete list of the 95 units that we've tested to date. Let's start with our largest coverage air purifiers. As the successor to the AirDoctor 5000, the 5500 is a high-quality device built to handle the largest spaces. Purification performance for the AirDoctor 5500 was fantastic, bringing PM2.5 and PM10 down to 0.1. This is nearly perfect performance and notably better than the average air purifier we test. With the ionizer turned on, we measured no ozone in our test. Along with a high-quality HEPA filter, the 5500 uses activated carbon and an optional ionizer. While the filters are extremely high quality, they are also on the more expensive side. It has two air intakes which cover 2,002 square feet with a Catter of 534 CFM. Notably, there are two different versions, the 5500 and the 5500i. The i version and the 5500 are exactly the same. The only difference is the i version has app connectivity. The AirDoctor 5500 can be fairly loud at 65.1 decibels on the highest fan settings. However, it isn't the loudest on our list. The 5500 is 3.3 decibels louder than the testing average of 61.8 decibels. Here's what the AirDoctor sounds like on the highest and lowest modes. AirDoctor also manufactures a number of other air purifiers that have different coverage areas but the same feature set. These include the 3500, 2000, and 1000 models. We've tested all of these units and found their performance to be equally as good as the 5500. The Medify MA-112 covers an incredibly large area with fantastic performance. During our purification test, PM2.5 and PM10 were reduced to 0.1. On average, based on all the air purifiers we've tested to date, air purifiers reduced PM2.5 to 0.5 and PM10 to 0.76. The MA-112 reduced PM2.5 and PM10 more effectively by 0.40 and 0.66 respectively. In addition, no ozone was measured during our test with the ionizer turned on. It includes a 5-part filtration system that utilizes an optional ionizer and optional UVC filter. In addition, the MA-112 has a massive coverage area of 2,090 square feet with a Catter of 559 CFMs. Noise levels for the Medify range from 41.5 to 64.4 decibels, being neither the quietest nor the loudest air purifier on this list. However, it is louder than the average air purifier that we've tested, which generated 61.8 decibels on the highest fan speed. Here's what the Medify sounds like on high and low power. Medify offers a multitude of additional air purifiers, all covering specific coverage areas. We've tested a few of them, including the MA-125 and MA-50. Both the MA-125 and 50 had equally good performance compared to the MA-112. Next, let's discuss the air purifiers that still cover a large area, just not quite as large as the AirDoctor or Medify. The Oransi Mod Plus, being an upgraded version of the original mod, achieved nearly perfect results in our purification testing. After 1 hour, the Mod Plus brought PM 2.5 down to 0.1 and PM 10 down to 0.2. While I would have liked to see PM 10 reach the 0.1 threshold, these are still great results and significantly better than our testing average. The biggest upgrades from the original mod are the coverage area and catter. Coverage was increased from 1,250 to 1,361 square feet, and catter increased from 338 to 375 CFMs on the highest fan speeds. While the Mod Plus lacks an auto mode, it does give the user 12 different settings to choose from to find the right purification level for your home. An air purifier of this size and airflow generates noise levels in the 43.3 to 65.8 decibel range. This is around our testing average, although it is 4.0 decibels louder on max fan speed. Maintenance is quite simple, as there is only one filter that needs to be replaced annually. Additionally, maintenance costs are relatively low considering the coverage area. Here's what the Mod Plus sounds like on low and high power. While the Mod Plus is an evolution of the original mod, Oransi still offers the original and Mod Junior, a smaller coverage area device. The IQAir Health Pro Plus is the type of air purifier you wouldn't be surprised to find in a hospital or doctor's office. It has a simple and clean design. The unit purifies the air with great effectiveness, reducing PM 2.5 down to 0.1 and PM 10 down to 0.2. These results are considerably better than our testing average among all other air purifiers we've tested to date. This, along with the no ozone measured, gives us practically perfect results for purification. It cleans the air via high-quality filters, including HEPA material and activated carbon. Furthermore, the Health Pro Plus has a large coverage area of 1,240 square feet and a catter of 300 CFM. The Health Pro Plus is fairly loud at 69.2 decibels on its max fan speed. While it isn't too much louder than our testing average, it is still the loudest device on this list. In addition, it also is the most expensive when considering the annual cost per CFM. At $1.12 per CFM, it is 65 cents more per CFM compared to the next most expensive device on this list, the AirDoctor 5500. Even so, if a simple yet effective design is what you're looking for, then the IQAir Health Pro Plus may be worth the asking price. Here's what it sounds like on low and high power. IQAir has a number of other high-end air purifiers, including the GC Multigas and Atom X. Additionally, they offer a personal air purifier called the Atom, designed to purify the air in the immediate area. IQAir also offers a complete home solution with the Perfect Pro series. To date, we've measured exceptionally good purification performance on all IQAir units we've tested. When it comes to purification performance, the Rabbit Air A3 stands with the other air purifiers on this list, reducing PM 2.5 and PM 10 down to 0.1 after just 1 hour. While the PM 10 increased slightly to 0.2 after 2 hours, this level of purification is exactly what we look for in a high-performance air purifier. Furthermore, no ozone was measured during our tests. The manufacturers choose to equip the Rabbit Air A3 with 6 different filters to help clean the surrounding air. These include an optional ionizer, medium filter for larger particulates, and a customized filter that you can choose that best benefits your home. These specialized filters increase the annual filter replacement cost and put the device on the more expensive side of the price spectrum. Whatever filter you choose, the A3 is equipped to cover 1,070 square feet with a catter of 286 CFMs on its highest fan speed. The device houses a particulate sensor and measures the surrounding air quality. In addition, it uses this information when auto mode is turned on to automatically adjust the fan speed based on those readings. Regarding noise, it falls in line with the average air purifier, generating 65.0 decibels of noise on the highest fan speed. That said, on the lowest fan speed, it's one of the quietest air purifiers on our list, generating just 39.7 decibels of noise. Here's what it sounds like on low and high power. Rapid Air offers a few air purifiers in the 600 to 1,000 square foot range, including the -A2 and BioGS, both of which perform well in our testing. While many other air purifiers have incredible size and performance, few come with the feature set available with the Shark 3-in-1 Max. It has great performance, reducing PM2.5 and PM10 down to 0.2 after just 1 hour. While it didn't quite reach 0.1 levels of perfection, it remains well below our testing averages, 0.49 PM2.5 for that same testing time duration. Additionally, we found that 3-in-1 generates no measurable ozone while in operation. While it performs the task of purifying the air in a 1,000 square foot area, that isn't the only functionality it offers. It comes with a remote control that conveniently stores on top of the device with a soft magnetic attachment. In addition, the real notable feature is the fan and heating option. This allows the 3-in-1 Max to cool or heat the surrounding air while it functions as an air purifier. The system itself utilizes a 3-in-1 filter that includes both HEPA and activated carbon, handling both small particulates and odors. It runs 1.3 decibels quieter than the average air purifier we test, generating 60.7 decibels of noise on the highest fan speed. As an added advantage, we have the relatively low annual maintenance costs. With a current cost of 15 cents per CFN, replacing the filters throughout its lifetime isn't going to break the bank. Here's what the unit sounds like on high and low power. Shark has recently delved into the air purifier market and has released a few feature-packed devices, including the 3-in-1 and the Never Change. The Never Change was equally as impressive as the 3-in-1 Max regarding air purification performance. Now, let's discuss the air purifiers that fall in the 500 to 1,000 square foot range. Covering a medium-sized room, the Alen Breathesmart 45i showcased excellent results in our purification test. After 1 hour, it reduced PM2.5 and PM10 to 0.2. At these levels, it's far better than our testing average of PM2.5 reduction to 0.50 after 1 hour. In addition, we measured no ozone during the testing with the ionizer turned on. The 45i is capable of covering up to 800 square feet with a CATR of 245 CFMs. Despite this level of coverage, 45i is able to remain fairly quiet at 53.4 decibels on the highest fan speed. This makes it the quietest device on this list, even when running at full power. While the 45i doesn't include app connectivity in their standard version, there is an upgraded version that has those capabilities. However, it still comes with useful features that make the device more hands-free. Built inside the 45 are particulate sensors that measure the surrounding air quality. Not only does it display this data via a colored ring, but it uses the data to adjust fan speed accordingly. The filters included with the 45i are HEPA and relatively inexpensive to replace. Overall, the 45i stands as an excellent choice for a medium coverage air purifier. Here's what it sounds like on high and low mode. Alen Air offers a wide range of air purifiers at different coverage levels. We've tested the 75i, which also had great purification performance. Thanks to a 5-part filtration system, the Hathaspace HSP001 had great performance in our test. While it wasn't perfect, the air purifier was able to reduce both PM2.5 and PM10 to 0.2 after 1 hour. Those results remained consistent after the second hour pass. In addition, no ozone was measured during our testing. What sets this air purifier apart from others on this list is the inclusion of 2 filters, the cold catalyst and the antibacterial filter. The cold catalyst focuses on large dust particulates, pet dander, mold, and other toxic chemicals, while the antibacterial targets bacteria and germs. Beyond these notable filters, the design is fairly simple. It has a helpful display, physical buttons, and a remote control. The HSP001 lacks app connectivity, but offers an auto mode to make the device more hands-free. Coverage is solid with a CATR of 160 CFMs that can cover 700 square feet. Annual maintenance is on the less expensive side of the spectrum. Overall, it's a great device all around. If the additional filters appeal to you, then it's a great option for this coverage area. Here's what the unit sounds like on high and low power. While it falls in the lower end of this coverage area range, the BlueAir Pure 211 Plus is still a fantastic unit. In our test, both PM2.5 and PM10 were reduced to 0.2 in 1 hour. After the second hour, PM2.5 was further reduced to 0.1. Its 1 hour performance results are 0.38 better than the average air purifier we test. In addition, BlueAir produced no measurable ozone. The design is simple, housing a one-button design for all functionality. There's no remote control or app connectivity for the BlueAir and no auto mode. However, for a little added flair of customization, you can choose the color of the fabric pre-filter that encases the device. It's a fairly large device considering the coverage area and can be somewhat difficult to move around due to the fabric cover. However, its simplicity is its charm. Maintenance is easy and replacement filters are inexpensive, especially considering the 350 CFM catter of the device. While it only covers 540 square feet, it does so effectively and relatively quietly at 59.9 decibels on the highest fan speed. Here's what it sounds like on high and low power. Let's bring the coverage level down even further and talk about the air purifiers best for medium-sized rooms in the 250 to 500 square foot range. Coway's 1512HH air purifier is a simply designed device that includes some nice usability features but forgoes some others. It has sensors that detect the surrounding air quality and can use those to automatically adjust fan speed. Additionally, it notifies the user via a light on the control panel of the current air quality. Housing a HEPA filter, carbon filter, and optional ionizer, the Coway had solid performance in our test. No ozone was detected, and PM2.5 and PM10 were reduced to 0.3 after 1 hour. The following hour showed improved results, with PM2.5 and PM10 dropping to 0.1. What really sets the Coway apart from the rest is how cost-effective it is considering its catter and filter replacement costs. For reference, the average air purifier we test has an efficiency of 35 cents per CFM. The Coway is far more efficient at just 7 cents per CFM. That's 28 cents per CFM better than the testing average. Replacement filters are inexpensive, and you can get a lot of bang for your buck. This is shown with a surprisingly high catter of 246 CFMs, which equates to a coverage level of 360 square feet with 4 air changes per hour. Depending on your needs, the Coway can cover a larger area of 874 square feet with 2 air changes per hour. At the end of the day, the Coway 1512HH may not have the newest features or reach the levels of purification perfection that we see with some other devices, but it is incredibly budget-friendly and still a great performer. Here's what it sounds like on high and low mode. The Winix 5502 packs a smaller coverage area of 360 square feet with a catter of 243 CFMs. That said, it's capable of covering a larger area if needed, but with fewer air changes per hour. In addition, the Winix includes many useful usability features that make the device more hands-free. It houses sensors that can measure the surrounding air quality, shows this info to the user via colored indicator lights, and can automatically adjust the fan speed in auto mode. The Winix also includes an optional ionizer they call Plasma Wave alongside their main HEPA and carbon filters. The combination works well, reducing both PM2.5 and PM10 down to 0.1 after 1 hour. In addition, we measured no ozone during this testing period. Overall, the Winix 5502 is an incredibly effective device and fairly cost-effective to maintain throughout its life. If you want an air purifier that can do a little bit of everything, then this is a solid pick. Here's what it sounds like on high and low power modes. Finally, let's take a look at the air purifiers best suited for small rooms. At this level of coverage, there is only one choice, the Levoit Core 300S. It's filled with useful features including an auto mode, sensors to detect current air quality, and a detailed app. The 300S had excellent results in testing. Thanks to the 360-degree air intake and high-quality filters, it reduced PM2.5 to 0.2 and PM10 to 0.3 after 1 hour. The second hour showed decreased numbers, down to 0.1 for both PM2.5 and PM10. Additionally, no measurable ozone was detected during our testing. Coverage area for the 300S is great for smaller areas or single rooms. It has a catter of 141 CFMs, which equates to 215 square feet of coverage area. Maintenance costs are also quite inexpensive, being far more cost-effective than the average air purifier we've tested. While there are other air purifiers in this coverage range, nothing stands close to the success or value of the Levoit Core 300S. Its excellent performance, feature-packed design, and relatively inexpensive maintenance costs make it an absolute gem for the small room coverage area. Here's what it sounds like on high and low power modes. Levoit has a multitude of other air purifiers they offer, ranging from the smallest to largest coverage areas. We've tested quite a few of them, and they all offer a fairly similar feature set with performance that is also fairly similar. This video is sponsored by Naplab. Naplab is our sister channel where we put mattresses to the test. We test mattresses through our battery of 9 different tests to create the most objective, transparent, and helpful reviews possible. If you're in the market for a new mattress and need help, visit us over at naplab.com or on our channel at YouTube. We test and score air purifiers using a battery of 11 data-driven tests. Our tests are a mix of objective testing and subjective assessment, take into consideration purification performance, ozone generation, build and filter quality, cost effectiveness, usability, and maintenance. To choose the best air purifiers, we base our selections on the top performing and highest scoring air purifiers according to our testing. These analyze the device's performance across 5 critical factors. Additionally, price and value were also taken into consideration. While there are other air purifiers that could have appeared on our list, we wanted to include the best options available at a range of coverage levels. Our testing process is incredibly detailed and exacting. The links in our description have detailed write-ups and graphs to explain our testing process, scoring formulas, and the criteria for how we choose the best air purifiers. Purification was excellent across the board for every air purifier on this list. The primary criteria we focused on when choosing devices was the PM2.5 purification performance and the ozone generation. We test purification performance using a 2-hour test that measures the air purifier's ability to clean the surrounding air. In addition, we measure ozone levels during this time, making sure any optional ionizers or other features that could potentially produce ozone are turned on. Across the board, every air purifier on this list reduced PM2.5 to 0.3 or less after 1 hour. In addition, our ozone meter measured no detectable levels of ozone by any air purifier. Please note, our ozone meter measures ozone levels down to a resolution of 0.1 parts per million. The worst performer of this group was the Coway 1512HH. The Coway was able to reach a PM2.5 and PM10 of 0.3 after 1 hour, but further reduced it to 0.1 after 2 hours. That said, the worst is relative here, as even these performances are extremely good by most standards. Many other air purifiers achieve practically perfect results, being able to reduce PM2.5 and PM10 down to 0.1 after the first hour. That said, all of the air purifiers were tested in the same room regardless of their designated coverage area. Larger coverage devices seem to more consistently land at the 0.1 mark, which makes sense given their higher level of catter. Still, all of these devices were able to achieve air quality levels well within the healthy breathing level, easily beating out the average purification performance, which only reached a PM2.5 of 0.50 after 1 hour. Each air purifier on this list includes filters to help achieve excellent purification performance. Across the board, all but the BlueAir and the Levoit Core 300 utilize HEPA filters, with the majority also using carbon filters as well. However, many of these devices also include optional ionizers, static electric filtration, and other filter types to further improve performance. What sets these devices apart from each other is how efficient they are to maintain according to their coverage area. This table on screen shows the recurring costs of maintaining the device annually by their CFM. As you can see, some devices are far more expensive to maintain than others. The worst offenders are the IQAir Health Pro and the AirDoctor 5500. But the Health Pro is by far the worst. At $1.12 per CFM, it is by far the most expensive device to maintain, especially compared to the average. The 5500 is not great at 47 cents per CFM, but nowhere near the level of the IQAir. On the opposite end of things, the Coway 1512HH is the cheapest device on this list at just 7 cents per CFM, with the Shark 3-in-1 Max being the second place at 15 cents per CFM. Higher or lower coverage areas are neither good nor bad. It's more a matter of preference and needs for your home. That said, some devices may be more cost-effective options for different coverage levels. By far the most expensive device per its coverage area is the IQAir Health Pro at 73 cents per square foot, with second place being the RabbitAir A3 at 70 cents per square foot. On the more budget-friendly side, we see the Oransi Mod Plus being the most cost-effective at 22 cents per square foot, with the Hathaspace HSP001 being slightly behind at 29 cents. In addition to documenting their coverage levels, we also measure the wind speed generated by each device as it operates. We use an anemometer placed directly on the air vents of the air purifier and measure the speed of the wind generated at the lowest and highest fan speeds. Surprisingly, the fastest speeds we measured came from the Coway 1512HH with a measured speed of 23.0 miles per hour on its highest fan speed. This is 10.71 miles per hour faster than the average air purifier we test as a reference. On the other hand, the IQAir Health Pro created the slowest wind speeds on both its highest and lowest operating levels. When at max speed, it generates just 9.8 miles per hour, whereas while the slowest speed, it only generates a wind speed of 0.9 miles per hour. Noise levels are also an important factor for air purifiers. The table on screen indicates noise levels at max power for each air purifier. The quietest air purifiers while running on their highest fan speeds were the Hathaspace HSP001, Shark 301 Max, Alen Breathesmart 45i, and BlueAir Pure 211 Plus. All of these air purifiers kept noise levels under 60 decibels while on their max operating fan speed, with the 45i being the quietest at 53.4 decibels. However, if you're looking for the absolute quietest device you can get regardless of fan speed, it will be between the Shark 301 Max and the RabbitAir A3. Both had noise levels at 39.7 decibels while on their lowest fan speeds. On screen now is a complete list of all the units that made our Best Air Purifiers 2024 rankings, along with their most relevant testing data. Choosing which air purifier is best for you is primarily a question of coverage. You want to choose an air purifier that has the coverage that matches or exceeds the size of your space. Most air purifiers' coverage rating is based on the max fan speed at 2 air changes per hour, though it can vary from brand to brand. If you prefer more air changes per hour, you want to opt for a larger coverage unit even in a smaller or medium-sized space. If you have a large home, have multiple levels, or a home that has lots of closed doors, hallways, or other obstructions to the flow of air, you will likely be best served by multiple air purifier units. At the end of the day, all the units featured in this video are exceptionally high performing. Each can work well, provided it's appropriately sized to the space. Well guys, that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. Comments, questions, please drop us those notes down below. If you're interested in buying any of the air purifiers we featured today, we've got links in the description. For more from Modern Castle, be sure to get subscribed, ring that bell, and visit us at moderncastle.com. As always, thank you so much for watching.